Any hair is bad? Wait until you hear about an officer who was caught kissing a suspect while on duty after he was involved in an accident. On January 1st, 2021, Officer Shutterly
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel.
City boy! City boy!
All right, you guys, I spoke too soon. I spoke too damn soon on so this is, I promised you guys I'd finish this. When suspects tempted cops and succeeded. Okay. Basically, these are stories of cops who fell victim to seduction. And I thought it would only be men because we got that young testosterone, those 1,500 sperms growing all the time. Spermia here, spermia there. Anyway, yeah. This is going to get probably wild. So we're just going to check it out. This is the female doing what the men have been doing in these reactions. Now, before we get this started, I want to do a disclaimer. I actually show love to the popo. You know what I mean? And this is from a kid who grew up rapping on stage saying F the popo and all that stuff. But I do have a respect for the job police have to do. Also, I realize, as I've matured, how important rule of law is. Because without rule of law, we have chaos. And during 2020 and a bunch of different endeavors, we had to live through certain periods of chaos. But as a young man, I saw a lot of chaos too, but I was just used to that environment. Now that I'm raising children, I'm like, this is impossible to really raise children safely in those type of environments. There's just a lot of changes that have been made in my life. So I guess that's a little bit of a confession as well. But I just want to put that out here. Like, I don't just get on the internet to clown the popo. Like, see, this is the thing, too. I'm not opposed to criticizing bad police officers. I'm not going to sit here and be back the blue for everything, single thing. You know what I'm saying? But I respect and support police officers. I also realize that humans are humans and we all make mistakes. But, because of their job, they're held to a higher standard. There's a lot of nuance there. Just a disclaimer. I'm not here to rag on the popo and just belittle them and shit on them. We highlight them when they do dope stuff on the channel. And this is just when they happen to want to get in them draws. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's get into it. If you want to support, like, share, comment, subscribe on Black P. And let's do this. I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Here it is right here. All right, let's go. Oh, I got a little breakfast, so I'm about to just grind on that too. Grind on me.
by the suspect. If you think Anthony hair is bad, wait until you hear about an officer who was caught kissing a suspect while on duty after he was involved in an accident. On January 1st, 2021, Officer Shutterly responded to a car crash in Gainesville, Florida, involving two vehicles. One of the drivers turned out to be Mr. Barrick, a drunk man who also happened to be her ex-boyfriend.
Bruh. This is already going wild. Think about when this took place. This took place in the prime time of the pandemic, 2021.
Things took a shocking turn when Officer Shutterly treated the other driver unfairly simply because they had hit her former lover. Even more outrageous, she kissed Mr. Barrick right there at the scene, in the middle of her investigation.
Do what we gotta do before I can go, man.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Who's Mr. Barrick, the white dude or the black dude?
I'm trying to get it. Well, insurance information.
Bro.
Okay. And you are silver car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you want to go back over there, I'll come get your info in just a second.
All right, thanks.
So,
Yeah, reached out for my lighter, slammed into his ass.
cool.
No, not really.
Not really.
No.
He didn't want to do an information
So he
exchange?
does. Now I found it.
Okay. Well. That sucks. Police Neil's off. You can come give you a ride.
Okay, I want to highlight this too, just to be unbiased and objective as possible. And if I'm not, let me know. Watching this on paper and in the media and in certain minded people, this on paper is racist. I'm not saying it's racist. I don't think it's racist. On paper, these type of situations are made to look like a racial thing, a race thing. I honestly just think it's two former lovers. One is still attracted to the other. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying from the jump, because it's just like this brother is about to take a L because she's looking out. Well, I mean, it implied she's going to look out for her boyfriend or whatever, her ex-boyfriend. So we'll see where this goes. But I just wanted to highlight that because I think there are times things are racially motivated, but it's way less in American society than we think. Now, it does happen, and it's horrendous when it does. But just because there happen to be a white person and a black person having a conflict doesn't mean it's racially motivated. Humans just have conflicts, right? So that's what I think, seeing this, because that's what I put together, that the white dude was her ex. You know what I'm saying? So let's just see how this pans out. But I just wanted to highlight that because I noticed that in a lot of commentary, people just get up in them guts so quickly, like, oh, this racist bit, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, yo, she's just a bad cop. Well, we'll see. I shouldn't judge before I watch everything. But the fact that you're a police officer, you're covering your mic and whispering into your freaking ex-lover's ear, like, that's already showing me signals of like, oh, you don't go by the rules. Also, when people do shit like this, it also shows me that they've done it before at some capacity because they know what to do. You know what I mean?
You want me to let him know you found the insurance? Well, maybe you should not do that then. So, you want me to let him know you found your insurance, see if he wants to do an information exchange?
Christ. That's fine.
Okay. So, he mentioned you guys had talked about exchanging information, but he hadn't had his insurance pulled up. We have a couple options with this. It's really cut and dry. One, do you mind giving me like a couple feet? One, because I like personal space, and two, because cigarette smoke really, it tears me up a little bit. Give me just, like I said, it'll probably...
Okay, that's rude. Yo, I went on the spiel about racially motivated. Let's just see where this goes. I'm not saying that was racially motivated, but that was rude as hell. That was fucking rude. Like, because you got to remember, she could have said, hey, we're going through a pandemic, 6 feet. She could have said a lot of things. She's like, basically, she's like, you stink. You stink like cigarette smoke, which, I mean, that's just being straightforward. So maybe I'm being a biatch. I guess I'm not used to seeing people be that straightforward in these type of incidences. Also knowing behind the scenes that has an inclination to her ex, the way she's acting and trying to give him some game, like, well, you don't have to do that, da-da-da-da. It's sus. It is sus. Lord have mercy. People are so ridiculous. Humans are so ridiculous. Let's just continue.
Probably take me about 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll get that done for you, okay?
See, this is how those narratives start, though. Because she could just be a bit. She could just be being a bit, just be being rude, like, whatever. It's the brother, black man. It is not his fault this happened. This dude, I believe they said he was drunk driving, right? So it has nothing to do with him, and he's getting treated like shit, right? You put yourself in that situation, and the way this is kind of going on, I could totally agree and understand why he might think it's racially motivated. So I put that out there. I don't know. I'm watching this, and sometimes people treat other people different. It was weird because I feel weird now because I went. Anyways, let's just see where this goes, because now that I look at it, I'm like, this dude is getting treated like shit. No, he's getting treated like absolute shit. It's like, why? Just because you sprung on homeboy's D? That's crazy, bro. Anyway.
Who wants the report? You got your driver's license?
Absolutely.
I'm guessing the car's registered to you?
Yep. Cool.
Thank you. You know I don't need that. should hypothetically auto-populate. Give me a second, because I'm going to call Priester and see if he needs me to do anything special since it's one of us.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Hey, this crash, Birdie, is so come work it? Okay. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've worked a crash with one of us in it, so. No, he's not on duty. He's in his POV.
Are they still in it or no?
Yeah, he's still in it.
Hold on, I'm confused. That lingo she's using, does that mean he used to be a cop? Her ex used to be a cop? It's one of us? Wow. There goes my disclaimer. Nah, I'm playing. Anyways, you know this happens because humans are humans, right? This is why I try to highlight the cops who do a good job, who are really out there trying to make a change, because weird stuff do be happening. Anyway, man, shit. Y'all are making me, dude, this video is making me, I'm going to have to eat some crow after this. Yo.
Is he really?
So, Birdie, you giving me some indicators?
Oh.
Listen.
Shit, woman.
Listen. Valdez is coming out just to... I'm not going to lie to you about it.
She's on her way?
Yeah, she's on her way. Because I'm not really comfortable with this whole thing at all. But I'm not going to lie to you about it.
Oh, no. I don't mean to put you in that Yep.
Yeah. So, from now on, you know how it goes. You can't consume anything, okay? Because right now, you're being detained.
Wait, what?
I'm holding on to you because I have a supervisor coming to see if I need to do a full-fledged DUI investigation or not.
Are you on?
Yes. Yes, I am. And I'm going to remain on
Fair enough.
because integrity.
The female officer tells Scott Barrick he's showing signs of intoxication and decides to detain him while they wait for her supervisor. Barrick, calm but curious, asks if her body camera is on. After several tense minutes, Officer Shutterly's supervisor finally arrives. You'd think she'd step in and handle things professionally, but instead, she does the complete opposite.
Neutral low. Okay. I think they're with him. Okay.
Shitty spot. Well aware. Pretty sure that's the people I ran into, and maybe still be sitting in their car. She wants to do DUI, do it. Not gonna put you in that spot, not gonna put her in that spot.
723.
She made me aware of who it was.
Go ahead.
So,
Well aware.
okay.
Fair enough.
If we have any spare units,
I will
like you
never
up here at 600 West, I think it's
put anyone in that spot.
3 people from his crew that are...
She's absolutely 100% right in what she's doing.
10-4 identification.
Are they still sitting in their car?
Somebody's in the driver's seat. Little silver car?
Yep.
Imagine getting hit by a drunk driver and you being like stuck there like this. They're like literally somewhat colluding against, I don't know what the hell's going on. This is where you're just like, man, this is why I understand why people get so crazy and enraged about certain situations with police, because you have to think there's an innocent citizen who's been hit and they're just totally handling this improperly, and it's just like, wow. And so I understand why the outrage pops off, but there's a necessity in policing, you know. But as I'm seeing here, this does make me kind of open my eyes to some stuff. I'd love for some popo to pop in, because I know some police that we train jujitsu and stuff. Everyone seems really cool and down to earth. But there's like a brotherhood and a sisterhood, you know, to protect each other because you're literally facing danger, especially in places like Florida where it's like you could literally get killed, you know? So you create this brother and sisterhood, and I understand that type of unity and how you would want to protect them, regardless if they're in the wrong or right type of thing. So it gets a little fishy when you think about it. But anyways, this is a super odd, because like this is the supervisor talking to him, I believe. Now I'm actually damn near confused on who was the girlfriend, because I'm like, they both treating them like, hey, it's, you know, this is wild. This is wild. And to have, I don't know, I've never seen a situation where it was like two female officers either. Like, just, that's interesting. So.
And are they there because she told them?
You just saw me walk up, so
No,
I really don't know.
I don't know.
I could go ask, but
if she told them that I'm law enforcement, that 100%.
Okay. So he was law enforcement. So she told them, how the hell does that look? So, okay, a off-duty police officer who was drunk hit my car, and now I'm stuck here trying to pick up the pieces and figure everything out. This is wild, y'all.
maybe they're getting a ride.
I don't know.
Bravo 23 unit 1014.
He's down for a lighter. Gotcha.
Because he was still in the car.
And he's free to go?
Yeah, he's
or-
good.
Okay, is he just hanging out to hang
Yeah,
out?
because his car's all jacked up on the back.
Oh, so we have him a tow, or what is he doing exactly, I guess?
I think his sister is coming to pick him up.
Which is the car that rolled up?
I think so, because she was here earlier, took his brother, and then now I guess is taking him.
Tired and pissed. Do what you gotta do.
Well, we're going to go to the back of Sarge's car,
Okay,
because that's where my clipboard is.
Okay.
And that's where the most level ground is, and there's
Okay.
a line.
fair enough.
I'm going to check on these because they're bothering me. If that makes sense. I'm just... Hey, are you just hanging out? Or
No.
picking them up? Or
I don't want the passengers my boyfriend.
in this car? Mm-hmm. Okay.
In that car.
I'm just trying to wait and see what's going on. What's going on with the driver?
Okay, so you're seeing what's going on with the driver, and then he's going to what are you doing with the car?
That's what we trying to wait on to see what he's gonna do.
Okay.
But we don't know.
Okay.
The supervisor is clearly corrupt.
Absolutely. This is effed up, y'all. You know, she's coming there to pick up her boyfriend. They're trying to figure this out because they've been made aware that the person that hit them is a police officer. And they're doing their diligence because their vehicle has been hit. This is not their fault. And it's just effed up because, you know, I don't know what part of Florida they said what part of Florida it is, but I don't know what the relationship is like between different communities. But, you know, I don't know. Okay, this is where it gets sticky. Because sometimes there are racial components or like pattern recognition where people will see someone and be like, oh, you know, it's this demographic. They know, stereotype them, profile them, and then be like, yo, they typically do this, right? There might not even be hatred in their heart for this specific people. There's stereotyping, profiling, there's hatred, there's discrimination, there's a bunch of different things. But these people are they didn't do shit, man. This police officer is rolling around drunk. He's probably lying about picking his, he's probably just drunk and hit them. They did nothing wrong. And now it's like, hey, and I get it. You want to make sure there's, you know, everything's safe around you. But at the same time, you're like, are you really doing that or just covering your tracks because y'all are about to pull a fast one? Lord have mercy. And this is how I try to attack my reactions. As you saw, I do a disclaimer for the popo. And, you know, I try to highlight, like, at the beginning, you know, I don't think this is racially motivated. I try to see this in an unbiased lens. But I'm not going to lie. These officers are making it hard in the sense of corruption. I think potentially they would do this to anybody to protect their own. that was the case I'm trying to be made. But they're also making themselves look really bad, knowing, you know, the type of relations we have in America as is. I'm not saying you should kiss someone's ass because they're a certain color, but what I am saying is we already know you should just treat people fair and just with equality. Like, these are the premises and concept of America, and this just is kind of effed up because they have the authority, and that's intimidating when a popo just rolls up, hey, what are you doing here, da-da-da-da. It's just like, oh man, this ain't it right here, man. This is effed up, in my opinion.
She targeted the victim instead of the suspect. It's a blatant abuse of power and a disturbing sign that something is deeply broken in the police system. Instead of holding the guilty accountable, she's harassing innocent people to protect her friend.
Exactly what
This
I'm
isn't
saying.
justice, it's corruption, plain and simple.
The narrator's doing a good job because he didn't jump into the racial component. He just said it's corruption. And I think that's a good take. But I could totally understand how someone could watch this and say this is a racial component. Or, you know, wow. And would you blame them if you get treated like this more than once?
All right. I'm going to check your eyes. Please remove glasses if you wear them. Keep your head still and follow the stimulus. Do not move your head. Do you understand the instructions?
Yes, I do.
All right. We're going to do the walk and turn now. So, if you could, I'm going to have you stand on that white line. Go ahead and face me. All right. You're going to put your left foot on the line. Put your right foot in front of it with your right heel touching your left toe, keeping your hands at your side like so.
Leaning. It's leaning.
Okay. I'm trying to find the most flat spot.
I'm trying.
All right.
But I mean, it's leaning. But
Here,
I'm trying.
let's do it this way.
That's crazy. This fool is drunk.
Go ahead and stand here.
He can't walk the line? Bro, they're doing everything to save his ass. And he's drunk, bro.
We'll do it this way.
Oh my god. What the are we doing?
So you're gonna stand like this until I advise you to do
He
it.
acting like he's walking a balance beat. Look at that. Look at that leg. That's his right leg.
Do not start until I tell you to. Do you understand the direction? You may begin the test.
This dude walks. Look. Oh my gosh, bro. Maybe you shouldn't give people the benefit of the doubt. You know, there's this saying that the paranoid will survive. You know, and maybe, you know, as much as I try to be unbiased and objective and stuff like that, maybe I should have came into this reaction with a paranoia of the police and a paranoia. I should always just be paranoid of both parties involved and not try to, you know, I try to give grace because I've seen some amazing police work, you know, but this is just incredible. Like, the dude is drunk. Like, I didn't think, because he was holding himself together talking. So I was like, oh, he you know, he might not be faded. He might have just had threw a couple back, made a mistake. No, motherfucker, this dude is drunk, bro. And they trying to save his ass, and they treating, bro, the victim of this is being treated like a freaking criminal. This is effed up. This is effed up. Duly noted. All right, let's go.
1, 2,
See, bro, this is not a balance beam.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I get it, you guys. Damn these chains, man.
1,
Oh, Lord. Corruption's corruption.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He did good right there. He did good on the way back. That spin move where he could barely, bro.
Birdie.
These people.
So at this time, I'm asking you to come with me to the station to provide a breath sample. 10-8 BTOs unless Guyton is able to break. I really would rather not take him up to DOJ and do it in their BTO room. Huh?
I'm a BTO.
Are you? That makes my life infinitely easier.
Thank God for this body cam, man. You know, people, that's the one thing I don't argue against. You know, people like arguing against, like, oh, they shouldn't have to have body cam or microphones. They absolutely effing should. They're, you know, thank you for your service, but they're held to a higher standard. And when you see like this, I bet this makes the good police cringe. They're probably throwing shit at the wall like these dumb uhs. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Because there's a lot of good dudes, you know, out here really trying to make a difference. Then you got this bullshit. The corruption is what rises to the top because it's like, even me, I'm getting a little, you know, charbroiled about this. Like, I'm just like, what are they thinking, man? Like, this is how you really operate? Like, you know, I can understand trying to hook up a homie here and there, but when someone's in the wrong, they're in the wrong and they need to be held accountable. And now, because this dude want to get drunk, this other person's car is wrecked, and now both of y'all about to lose your job. Because y'all on, so everyone is going to pay a consequence here. And it's like, yo, all you had to do was hold this motherfucker accountable and everyone's good. But y'all couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are, but they're just BSing their way to it. This is just dumb. This is frustrating.
Just because. Yeah. We can tell them to meet you at the station.
Yeah.
DUI, you're supposed to be safe, but the individual smart.
That was what I was hoping for.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know, I'm sorry. Here's what we got, brother. This is the game plan for right now.
I know you can't. And you should. I would never ask you to.
You're gonna ride with me. No. Give me a second, Brandon.
They were kissing? Bruh.
I would never ask you to.
You're gonna ride with me. No. Give me a second, Brandon.
I'm sorry, you too.
You're fine.
No,
Absolutely
I'm fine. I'm sorry.
No, you're not these people.
You saw the victim. The victim's girlfriend was walking up right after they kissed. So this is why they got caught, because they probably had to report this, and they did what they were supposed to protect themselves and get some corruption out of this damn police department.
That's fine. It's okay. But we already know what the game plan is.
That's effed up.
Your
yo.
keys are in the bag.
Don't like come off, Brady.
I gotta apologize to the victim too, because I mean, I never said I never dissed them, but the fact that I was more, you know, like, I guess this might, you know, the whole racial component. Maybe I should have just left that alone, because this has probably way more to do with just corruption than, you know, targeting black folks. But if this has happened in multiples, which I don't know, there is something to be addressed there at some capacity. I really feel for the victim in this one, because I know how it feels to be up against the wall, intimidated, and not knowing what you should do, because you're just like, yo, man, they're like the power struggle. They're the authority. Like, you're not typically supposed to just be like, man, you know what I mean? Wow, this is wild. Another eye opener, which I'm open to this stuff. I know this stuff happens. It's just when it's put right in your face like this, it's unfortunate, because I try to go to bat for the police. I try to go to bat for them, you know, like, hey, man, I respect what they do. It's a tough job, you know, but when you see stuff like this, it doesn't make it easy to keep co-signing, you know. But again, they do have a rough job, and it's a corruption, and there's bad apples, and I'm still gonna stick by that. But I just, you know, if I said anything unworthy for the actual victim of this, you know, I just want to make sure I've said it publicly that this was effed up. This was effed up, and this is just effed up.
All right, I'll give him a call. He's ready.
They out here coddling a drunk driver, coddling him. I don't care if he's a police officer.
No, that's fine. Take him around to your driver's side. Yeah.
There you go.
Listen to me.
Put them on.
I'm not gonna help you.
Oh, yes, you are, because they're watching.
No.
Yes, you are. They're watching.
Okay.
Dude.
We'll cuff you over by my car.
Yes, you will.
Yes.
They're watching.
Yes.
What are these women doing? I don't even know. Now I don't know if it's like they had like a three-way going on. I don't know, because this is, bro, this dude is drunk and he's smarter than them. He's like, cuff me because they're watching, make this look normal because they're going to report us. This is just so effed up on so many different levels. Yikes.
You've been compliant. Can I at least cuff you in the front?
Yelling at me.
I know. My fault, not yours.
It's got the hinge locks.
Okay. Good to go?
The women have been the worst on all of these reactions. This scenario has been worse than any of the, and I'll explain here in a second. But this is wild because I've done multiple reactions to police being seduced. They're not being
Can I
seduced.
uncuff you now?
Nope.
This is crazy. This is insane. This is so bad. Wow. All the male officers.
434, all units to 14.
All the male officers were being flirted with by the suspects or perps, and they just flirted back. Not saying any is right, but they were legit being flirted with, the male officers. Like, if they weren't being flirted with, there's a huge argument that nothing would have happened. But, like, you know, attractive women were flirting with it. This is insane. Like, in those videos with the men, the women were making advances at them and, like, trying to kiss. Like, remember the one dude where she's kissing on his neck in the car? Like, she's advancing. They weren't pushing themselves on the suspects. The suspects were actually engaging in it. This is, oh, my Lord. I'm embarrassed. I feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable with some of the stuff I said at the beginning of this video, to be honest. This is bad, y'all. This is bad. All right. Duly noted.
When they went to the police station, the supervisor conducted a breathalyzer test on Corporal Scott Barrick, which showed a high blood alcohol content. As a result, Corporal Scott was arrested and charged with DUI, and he had to pay a $2,000 fine. When news of the incident went viral, all 3 officers were fired.
Now listen to that. Just listen to that real quickly. They were only fired because this video went viral. Shout out to the victims of this because they probably had something to do with getting this footage released. Praise God, because we don't need people like that on our streets. Like, that's just facts. So shout out to the victims of this. I apologize on behalf of the people who treated you that way. I'm so sorry. But think about that. He just got a DUI, and it didn't say he got fired. He got to keep his job, apparently, allegedly, from what I just heard. They didn't get fired until the video went viral. Remember that, people. And just try to be an upholding citizen. Try to be a good person. But try to remember these things happen when we get polarized and put into our little bubbles and boxes, and we choose a side. Oh, BLM. No, Blue Lives Matter, which is literally BLM. That's why I said it, because it's Blue Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, right? Just think about the middle ground, man. And just try to be a good person and help people who need the help. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say, man. That's unfortunate.
City boy, city boy.